That evening, Jasper ran to the market for steaks. Tessa slept soundly in a lounge chair on the patio. Cameron came down the stairs, and Victoria met him in the hallway where Tessa had spilled her secret earlier in the afternoon.
You're a bastard!
Victoria brought her hand up and slapped him sharply across the face.
What the hell?
Cameron grabbed her wrist.
She's pregnant?
What?
Tessa is pregnant?
No!
You're trying. She told me all about it.
Just lower your voice. You want to wake her up?
I don't give a shit. You're a bastard.
She tried to slap him with her other hand, but Cameron grabbed that wrist as well.
Stop it!
You told me you weren't sleeping with her.
She initiated it. What was I supposed to do? Tell my wife I've taken a vow of celibacy?
So what's happening here? You're trying to get your wife pregnant? The woman you promised me you're about to divorce, you're now trying to impregnate?
You're being irrational. It was the first time we've slept together in months.
You made me get a goddamn abortion, Cameron. I aborted our baby because you convinced me the timing wasn't right. That it was too soon and that it would blow up our lives. Do you remember this?
Of course I remember.
But the timing is right with Tessa? You're a fucking monster and a goddamn liar.
He put his face in front of hers, so their lips were just inches apart.
You know I love you. And you know I want to be with you.
Then why aren't you?
What do you suggest I do? Walk out there right now and tell Tessa I want a divorce? Wait for Jasper to get home so we can all have a discussion over dinner about our affair, about how we've fallen in love and that we plan to leave them?
We'll have to have that discussion at some point.
I know that. But I'd say over the 4th of July while we're all staying together is not the right time.
There was a pause while Victoria looked down at the floor.
Is she really not allowed into your studio?
Hell no.
Cameron lowered himself so that he could look up into her averted eyes.
The studio is just for us. You can use it whenever you want. I love watching you write in there.
Victoria kept her gaze focused on the floor, trying her best not to look into his eyes.
Sooner or later, you're going to have to let me read one of your manuscripts.
He stood up taller, and she allowed her gaze to follow him. Their mouths came together in a passionate kiss. He pushed her against the wall, and his hands cupped the back of her shorts. She bit his bottom lip and for a moment worried that things would go too far while they stood in the hallway, just a few paces from where Tessa slept on the patio chair. Just then, while tangled together, the patio door slid open and Tessa stepped into the kitchen. At the same moment, the alarm on the front door chimed as Jasper returned from the market. In a panic, Victoria pulled roughly out of the kiss and pushed Cameron's body away from her as she twisted into the bathroom, locking the door behind her. Cameron ran a hand through his hair, collected his breath, and walked into the kitchen.
You shouldn't have let me fall asleep.
Tessa patted her cheek with the palm of her hand.
I think my face is sunburned.
Sorry, hon. You looked so peaceful, I didn't want to wake you.
Jasper walked into the kitchen holding a paper bag from the butcher.
4 ribeyes, thick cut, plus asparagus and portobellos.
Good man.
Jasper looked at him with a thick crease cutting between his eyebrows.
What happened to your lip?
Cameron reached up and touched his lower lip, still feeling Victoria's teeth. When he pulled his hand away, his fingers were smeared with blood.
Oh.
He swiped his tongue over his lower lip and wiped away the blood with the back of his hand.
I must have bitten it.
You nearly bit it off. You better put some ice on that bad boy.
Jasper placed the steaks on the kitchen counter.
I'll season these so they're ready for tonight.
Good idea.
Tessa kept her face stoic, and her gaze leveled on her husband as she walked to the freezer, removed an ice cube, and handed it to him.
For your lip.